What's up? I'm Lars from White Void and I collect vinyls. I'm making a few episodes where I show you guys some of the music that has really inspired me throughout the years, and also showing you some of the gems in my collection. And today I thought I'd talk about electronic music, because electronic music has been a really huge factor in my musical life as a music fan. I always liked, the more straight electronic music, your Kraftwerks or Daft Punks, or those kinds of bands. But in the early to mid 2000s, I went out to explore more what I could find when it came to the more experimental electronic music. And one of the bands I found was an amazing Canadian outfit. It's just one guy, but he calls himself Venetian Snares. And this was groundbreaking for me. I had never heard anything even closely reminiscent to this when I found this. This is one of the first albums I heard, Making Orange Things. It came out, I think, in 2001, but I don't think I discovered it until like 2005 or around that time. Just really crazy rhythms, like glitchy, crazy stuff. This was forming a genre back then that was called breakcore. I don't know if that's even still around anymore. I mean, Venetian Snares is still around, but he's doing kind of different music these days. I still love what he does, but it doesn't sound exactly like this. So anyway, this sent me on a quest to find more music like that. And I have to show you one more album by Venetian Snares, or Aaron Funk, which is his real name. This is my favorite album of Venetian Snares, called Rozcsillag alatt Született, which is Hungarian for something like Born Under a Bad Star, something like that. And this is just a mixture of jazz, really, breakneck electronic glitchy programming, and classical music. Absolutely amazing album. It's on Spotify. If you haven't heard it, please go and check it out. I love this album so much, and I'm pretty sure you will too if you just go and hear it. Rozcsillag alatt Született. Easy name to remember. One of the other bands I found when I went on this search was a band from the Netherlands, or a band, this is also just one person calling himself Bong-Ra. This is one of his later albums. I mean, I have a few of the earlier ones as well, but this one I think is the one where it all came together for Bong-Ra. It's a mixture of crazy programming, but also with like a very eerie feeling throughout the album. You have some hip-hop vocals, and you have some other kind of instrumentations that sort of breaks things up. Really, really beautiful album. So go check that out as well, if you're adventurous when it comes to music and electronic music. Also, one of the cool things I find in the electronic genres is the way that different artists remix each other. I have a really cool little EP here that I found with Bong-Ra that we just talked about, remixing Venetian Snares that we talked about before that as well. And he's made 4 adaptations of the Rozcsillag album, or songs from the Rozcsillag album, and they are absolutely amazing. Released on Planet Mu Records, not that far after the original album came out. amazing little EP. I have a lot of these like small EPs of artists doing like renderings of each other's singles or each other's albums even. I mean, some do full albums, and there's a lot of cool things to find there. A kind of funny thing with this whole, you know, venture into electronic music for me, or into breakcore for me, was one band that I found that I listened to for many years, thinking that they would stay, you know, a small quirky group doing weird music for weird people. But then all of a sudden they twisted, you know, the way that they made music a bit, and they got really huge. And that band is Igorrr. I found Igorrr through, you know, my search for breakcore music, and Whourkr, the man behind Igorrr, he released a lot of cool stuff. I mean, some early demos. I've got some early demos he released with, you know, really amazingly smart and fun compositions, doing the exact opposite of what you think it's supposed to be doing all the time. It's really fun music to listen to, because it just takes you by surprise again and again. This was when he started to find, you know, his basic expression a bit more. This is more, you know, near the stuff that he's doing today, when he's mixing, you know, baroque music, cembalos and things like that, with like really frenetic programming. Lovely stuff. I really love the stuff that Igorrr does today as well, but you know, this holds a special place in my heart. And speaking of Igorrr and Whourkr also had a different project, which was much more, you know, crazy, I would say, and extreme than Igorrr, called Whourkr, or however you pronounce, you know, that. Whourkr, I guess. Also, you know, really crazy programming. He's chopping guitars the same way that he's chopping drums, and he's chopping vocals the same way as he's chopping drums. So this whole album is, you know, very, you know, brutal rhythmically, in all kinds of senses of the word. Really love this. They released just 2 albums, so, well, fingers crossed that they might release another one maybe in the future, if he gets tired of Igorrr and wants to do something different for a while. You know, I would love another album with Whourkr. And then just one funny little thing all the way in the end here, that I thought I'd show you. I mean, electronic music has always had, or the electronic environment has always had this DIY attitude that I kind of find endearing. And I have a lovely EP here by an artist that goes by the name of Lady Scraper, lovely name. The name of the EP is Cunt Kicker, also a lovely name. And what he did on that was he put on a black cover, a white label, and instead of printing anything on the label, he would draw a penis on each one. So this is, you know, Cunt Kicker with a self-drawn penis of the artist on it. Beautiful, isn't it?